This is Flash Yellow here doing another episode review of Flash. This is the episode called Fury of FIrestorm. Let's begin to touch on a couple of things. So spoiler alerts to anybody who hasn't seen the episode. Okay, so let's dive into the relationship dealing with Iris's mom. Now she showed up into the picture. She finally gets to meet Iris in person for the first time, and Joe is there to kind of ease a little bit of tension, but there's just a lot there. I mean, Iris, she really doesn't want anything to do with her as much as Joe does, but it's for the same reason that she bailed when she was younger, and no excuse. I, it's a terrible thing that she did, but she has to live with it. But unfortunately, she's not going to live with it much longer because apparently she's got McGregor syndrome, which is a very bad disease. Kind of a similar disease that Alfred from Batman and Robin had, I guess, before he was cured by Victor Freeze. So, shout out there. Nipple bat suit. What else was there? Oh, there was also a little bit of an investigation that Iris had done towards her mom and found out that she had a son. Could this be Wally? Wally West, that we could be diving into another speedster who everybody knows who Wally West is by now, the third Flash. Just not the one that we're going to be used to. Classic Wally, green eyes, red hair, more in line with probably the new 52 style, but radically different. So who knows what goes on with there. What else was there? Harrison Wells, the Earth 2 version, has basically been popping up. And at the end of the episode, he really kind of saves Barry and Patty Spivot from King Shark, who looked absolutely cool looking. I have to say, the CGI done on him was spectacular. Great job with that CW. Really great job. I liked how they did it too. But Harrison Wells, he created this gun, just shot him and put him down. Barry just comes up kind of shocked, just like, holy crap, it's you. But you're dead. But no, he's just the Earth 2 version. So we'll see how that goes, because they kind of he showed up and kind of stole something from Horizon Labs, and Tina recognized him, but she said to Joe, "What? Isn't he dead?" And Joe's like, "Oh yeah." So I guess we're gonna see more of that come the next episode next week. What else was there? There's also this budding relationship that's Barry's struggling to have with Patty, his Joe's partner. In the comics, they had this great relationship until recently. Not Earth 2, the future version of Barry Allen kind of did some very bad things, and he died, and then she didn't want to have anything to do with Barry after that. But that was just a new 52 version. The old version did have a thing for her, but then Barry kind of stuck with Iris. So we all know how that's going to turn out anyway. What else? Then we get into the whole Firestorm situation. The new Firestorm 2.0. We get Tomoko, or how do you pronounce that? It is Tokamak. There we go. Tokamak. Sorry if I pronounced that off. Professor Stein needed to fuse with somebody in order to stabilize himself from dying, because Ronnie is no longer in the picture. So there were two candidates. One was eventually going to be this Henry Harrison. No, it's Henry Hewitt and Jefferson Jackson. And this Henry Hewitt tried to go and merge with him in the beginning, but it didn't work. But instead enacted his innate ability, which was similar to the Firestorm Matrix, but it was unstable. So anytime he got agitated or angry, he would just overload. And he would be constantly sucking all this energy from everywhere. The last bit of it where he was fighting the new Firestorm and the Flash was the football field. Now uh, Jefferson Jackson, he was this football player, high school athlete that got hurt trying to save a kid from getting exposed to the particle accelerator exploding. And it kind of blew out his ACL and he could no longer play football. So he basically became a mechanic after that and felt depressed not being able to go to college on a football scholarship. So when the Team Flash came to him to see if he would merge with Professor Stein to become Firestorm, he was hesitant because he thought that they were going to be able to just fix his knee and everything would be fine. But no, it was just be a superhero, and he didn't really want a part of that. But he really showed some chops by really wanting to help Professor Stein and eventually say, all right, I want to do my best to go and help people. So they merged, and eventually they had this really cool battle. I liked how Flash was taunting Henry Hewitt during the match, and then basically one-shot punch from the new Firestorm to knock him out. It was a good fight. Wasn't anything spectacular, but it was pretty good. So I liked how uneasy Caitlin was to trying to accept this new Firestorm. She really struggled to deal with it because of Ronnie's passing. Supposedly passing, he could be stuck on Earth too. We don't know. That's just a theory. Um. So what else to touch upon this episode? I think I pretty much nailed everything. All in all, it was a good episode. Not too spectacular like the second episode was, but it was a good episode. There's definitely some more mystery going on with the new Harrison Wells and what he's dealing with from, I guess, the new Zoom terrorizing Earth 2 or whatever. Then we have more about Iris's mom and possibly the new introduction of Wally West, who could be, in fact, Joe's son and her brother. Wouldn't that be something? That a third Flash or Kid Flash become being related like that, her brother. But we won't know if they take that route. Um, Definitely some good effects in this episode. The fiery effects for Tokamak, they could have been handled a little bit better. I think they wanted to do something different with him than just the swirly effects that they normally do for Firestorm. But they were handled well, but King Shark, he just looked great. He just, I don't know. I think those CGI monsters are looking way better than kind of Atom Smasher was. I mean, Atom Smasher, yeah, the effects that they used for him kind of stretching out rather than just getting big to become big, you know? That, I don't know, I think they could have done something better with that. But that's just what they chose to do. But King Shark, obviously, really cool looking. Hopefully they do a little bit more with him, but Patty Spivot, her reaction to seeing him, that was cool. And Barry getting choked by him just out of blindsided, that was funny. I have to say that was funny. Um, so definitely an episode to check out. More character development amongst everybody. It's really good. We'll definitely dive into more of the relationship between Patty and Barry and this new mystery son of Iris's mom. And more about this relationship going on with, or I should say history, dealing with the new Earth 2 Dr. Wells. So definitely looking forward to that episode. We'll probably definitely get more excitement out of that episode than this one. But it was definitely a good episode. Definitely check out this episode. So take care, guys.